Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I wanted to make some clarifications with respect to TraceTogether. I think you will recall that the Honourable Member, Mr. Chris D'Souza, had raised the question yesterday. I want to make 3 points. First, on the purpose of the program. Second, the built-in protection for privacy. And third, the legal provisions governing the use of TraceTogether data. First point, contact tracing is absolutely essential for the control of COVID-19. We need to quickly identify everyone who has been exposed or potentially exposed to a patient who is infected in order to provide the necessary care to this close contact and to reduce the probability of them passing on the virus. In other words, to be able to truncate chains of transmission quickly, effectively, and early. We have today in Singapore perhaps the world's most successful contact tracing program in the world. We have a TraceTogether participation rate of around 78%. This is one of the key reasons for our current good control of the COVID-19 situation in Singapore today. Second point, we have always been conscious of the need to protect personal privacy. And to this end, we took great effort in the design of the system, the coding of the application. We even open sourced the code for public scrutiny and to share with overseas jurisdictions. TraceTogether only collects Bluetooth proximity data on a temporary basis. It does not collect, and I want to emphasize, it does not collect GPS location data nor movement data. So let me reiterate this. The TraceTogether app and the token were not designed to allow any government agency to track the user. The app or the token only keeps a temporary record of who you have come into close contact with for a prolonged basis. Neither the app nor the token tracks a user's location. The data is then stored in an encrypted form locally on your device. That means either your phone or the token. And that data, that encrypted data is automatically purged after 25 days. So you can see that we have taken efforts, maximum efforts, to protect privacy while enabling contact tracing to be facilitated through digital means. Third point, on legal provisions. Under Section 20 of the CPC, the Criminal Procedure Code, the police have the power to order anyone to produce data for the purposes of a criminal investigation. And the key word here is criminal investigation. We have gone to great lengths to protect the privacy of all TraceTogether users in all normal use cases. But TraceTogether data is not exempt from Section 22 of the CPC. The police can only do so, means can only ask for access by requiring a person involved in or assisting a criminal investigation to produce either his mobile smartphone or his token. Frankly, and I think members know me well, and I'm always very frank, frankly, I had not thought of the CPC when I spoke earlier. This application of the CPC is not unique to TT data. Other forms of sensitive data for example, phone or banking records, which may be protected by specific privacy laws, are also nevertheless subject to the same provision of the CPC. And from time to time, the police have done so with proper safeguards and with the good outcomes that Singaporeans have come to expect from our police investigations. I think Singaporeans can understand why Section 20 of the CPC confers such broad powers. There may be serious crimes, murder, terrorist incidents, where the use of TraceTogether data in police investigations may be necessary in the public interest. The police must be given the tools to bring criminals to justice and protect the safety and security of all Singaporeans. And especially in very serious cases and where lives are at stake, it is not reasonable for us to say that certain classes of data should be out of reach of the police. But this power on the part of the police to access data must be exercised judiciously and with utmost restraint. Mr. Speaker, we do not take the trust of Singaporeans lightly. We cannot prevail in the battle against COVID-19 if Singaporeans did not trust the public health authorities and the government of Singapore. We are grateful that more than 3/4 of our residents have chosen to participate in the TraceTogether program. It reflects not only their willingness to play a part in our fight, our collective fight against COVID-19, but also their confidence in the government's commitment to protect the data so collected. I want to again assure Singaporeans that your confidence is not misplaced. We will protect your privacy, and I would add once COVID-19 pandemic is over and there is no longer a need for contact tracing, we will most happily and cheerfully stand the TT program down. Mr. Speaker, members of this House, every society has to find the right balance. The right balance between protecting public health on one hand and personal privacy on the other hand. I believe it is possible to find that optimal point by being transparent, by being open, by being diligent, disciplined, and doing our best all the time, collectively.